Hello, welcome Dr. Sushma Singh this side. Today in Unit 14, the working class, we are continuing our lecture on topic growth of working class in India. The defeat of fascism and end of the World War II saw the emergence of the Indian working class as a highly organized, class-conscious and uncompromising force against the colonists. The upsurge of the World Democratic National Liberation Forces that followed had its impact in India too. An unprecedented and irresistible struggle for national liberation and democratic advance engulfed the country. Side by side, the working class had to engage in sharp economic struggles. The reason was that after the war, there was large-scale retrenchment of the wartime recruits and the reduction of wages. Against all this, the working class resolutely started the struggle. The phenomenal rise in the number of strike actions in the year 1946 was an indication of the stiff resistance. All India Trade Union Congress raised the demand of the stopping retrenchment, minimum wage, 8 hours work, health insurance scheme, old age pension, unemployment allowance, and several other social security measures. To suppress these, the government took recourse of the extreme measures such as the police firing and several other repressive measures. In this, many workers had to lay down their lives while upholding their cause. As soon as the India became independent, the political climate of the country changed. This was particularly so for the working class. That is, the till independence political and economic struggle of the working class was directed against the colonial masters. Moreover, it was a broad political front against imperialism, where everybody from the national bourgeoisie to the working class rallied with one common objective. But with independence began a new political dynamics, where power was in hand of capitalists and landlords. Their economic interests were directly counter to those of the working class. With this, the objective of the struggle of the working class also saw a change, that is, to end the rule of the capitalist and establish socialism in the real sense of the term. This was thought to be the precondition for growing class consciousness, which the majority of the working class of India had not yet realized. Though the achievement of independence roused immense hope and aspirations among all sections of the society, it was accompanied by a huge rise in price and continuous fall in the real wages of the workers. Moreover, the ruling classes had embarked upon a path of building capitalism in the newly independent country. This brought in its wake immense hardship and suffering to the toiling masses, which generated powerful resistance of the working classes all over the country. Now let us move to the next point, nature and structure of the working class today. Given such an eventful history and evolution of the working class in India, it is worthwhile to examine the nature and structure of the working class in the present circumstances. As mentioned above, due to the existence of the multi-structural economy and effects of primordial affiliations, a variety of the form of the working class exists in India. On top of all the differences, The differences in wage is also the basis of divisions among the working class. On the basis of wages, there are four types of workers. First, those workers who are permanent employees of a large factory sector and get family wage. By the family wage, it is mean that the wage of the workers should be sufficient to maintain not only the individual but also the worker's family. For the further detail, we can see the Nathan Dev. They are mostly employed in the public sector enterprises and modern sector of petrochemicals, pharmaceutical, chemicals and engineering. Second, there is a large and preponderant section of the working class that does not get a family wage. This includes workers in the older industries like cotton and jute textiles, sugar and paper. Even the permanent workers in the tea plantation come in the same category because the owner refused to accept the norm of family wage for any individual worker. Third, there is a section of the working class at the bottom of the wage scale. The mass of contract and sometimes casual laborers in industry, including construction, brick making and other casual workers. Fourth, below all these lie a reserve army of labor who work in petty commodities production, in petty trading, ranging from hawking to rag picking. They are generally engaged in the informal sector and carry on for the want of sufficient survival wage. The existence of a majority of the workers who are not paid family wage means that either the workers get some form of supplement from other non-capitalist sector or the workers and his or her family cut down their consumption below the minimum standard. This also means that there is more than one wage earner per household. As Das Gupta mentions, both men and women work in the plantation or beedi manufacturing. At the same time, they also supplement these earnings with various kinds of agricultural activities, including not only cultivation as such but also poultry and milk production. Even in the plantation, workers are given plot of land with which to carry on agricultural production. It is the supplementary agricultural activities that enable wages in these sectors to be kept low. In this sense, supplementary activities by the workers under the pre-capitalist relations of production is a tribute to the capitalist sector. Not only is there wage differential among the working class, there is also variation in the terms of working conditions. Hence, better paid labor has also much greater job security. However, the workers on the lower end of the wage scale have not only job security but also considerable extra economic coercion and personal bondage, which leads to lack of civil rights. Similarly, working conditions for the low-paid workers are uniformly worse than for the high-paid workers. So, in the same plant or site, there is a clear difference in the safety measures for the two groups of workers. The situation worsens further with regard to women workers. For example, women are not allowed to work in steel plant for safety reasons, but are not prohibited to be employed on the same site as contract worker. With such majority division among the working classes of India on the basis of wage, one would expect that there would be large-scale mobility among the workers. So, our workers would start as casual or contract labor in a firm and then would move to permanent employment, either in the same or other firm. A study by Deshpande of Bombay Labor found the reverse to be true. That is, around 87% of the regular employees who had changed their job had started as regular employees, and only 30% has started as casual labor. In this regard, Harris, who conducted a study in Coimbatore, reported that individuals do not move easily between sectors of the labor market. Among the 826 households surveyed, there were only less than 20 cases of movement from unorganized into organized sector. Many in the unorganized sector had the requisite skill, experience and education for factory job, but they lacked the right connections, or to put it in another way, they do not belong to the right social network. This means that mobility to a large extent is dependent upon the way recruitments are done. The above mentioned study of Bombay labor, though dealing with private sector, found that recruitments are done mainly through friends and relatives. A study in Ahmedabad by Subramaniam and Popula found that 91% of the jobs were secured through introduction by other workers. This in a way then denied the disadvantaged group access to the high wage employment. In public sector, though a substantial portion of the vacancies are filled through employment exchange, it does not in any way mean that the casual contract or other disadvantaged group have equal access. Here we want to close this lecture. Thanks for listening.